Hello folks, little MOJITO 125, obviously actually it's HABANA125, MOJITO was the later name. So this is a little project that we're selling. It's got a few issues, but it's not bad at all. So the MOT, which is listed on the eBay description, there's a picture there. Failed on a couple of items. The low beam bulb's not working. That's just a bulb, I'm pretty certain, and the back tyre's too low. So the wheels, as you can see, are quite corroded. They really need to come off, be either powder coated, shot blaster powder coated, something like that, to get them good so they seal up properly. Otherwise they keep losing pressure with all the corrosion. Speedo cable's bust, possibly just the cable, might be the gearbox unit down here, or possibly popped out of its drive as well. That happens sometimes, but the drive does look intact. So we're just going to go for a little spin just to show you what it's like. Goes okay. Right, away we go. Just going to do a little run around the block, just so you know you're getting a good drive chain. Starts and goes well. It's got good exhaust on it, which is a major bonus on one of these. The previous gentleman invested quite heavily in a original exhaust. It's probably a couple of years ago, might be less. But they're over £300. We did take the exhaust off just to seal up the back rim, so we know it comes on and off okay, which is another issue that you can run into. So there's a couple of advisories on the MOT as well. There's a little bit of play in the front wheel bearings, and a little bit of corrosion noted on the front suspension. Now, it's mainly just the arms. The paint comes off and then they start to look a bit rusty, but I would sort of suggest that you strip all the front out, repaint it all, obviously, re-grease all the pivots, renew the wheel bearings, powder coat the wheels, and then you'd have a nice reliable little unit. It certainly goes well. Brakes are good. Front brakes on these are never brilliant. They always require quite a lot of pressure to be effective. Never been fantastic right from when they were new. I've got a tiny little disc on them and a tiny little caliper. This has had a new battery. It's stood for quite a long time. The old battery was dead. It was starting a little bit reluctantly sometimes, but typical with these, they need lots of use because the fuel, it's got a little vacuum pump, and they can leak back a little bit, lose pressure, and you need to build it up to get them to run properly. But once they're in regular use, they don't really have any trouble starting at all. Away we go. Yeah, back tyre's a little bit bit slippery. So it's an ideal project. If you've got the time, it wouldn't be hugely costly. It's more about the labour. Hence, we're not getting too involved in it. Because we would have to get it to a standard where we was really happy, we'd have to invest more in our sort of labour than what we could ultimately sell it for. So it really needs a private individual to now take it on. But it would make a cracking little bike, and if you've got time to spend on it, you can end up with a really good HABANA125. Now obviously you won't be able to come down and just ride this away, unless you've got a tray plate, and then you could, so I would suggest vanning it away. Or of course we can deliver. I mean, if you're local, we can arrange some sort of sensible delivery. If you're further than what we consider local, so more than an hour away essentially, then we do have people who will do delivery for us, and yeah, that's normally sort of anywhere sort of 180 to 250, depends how far away you are. Or you could arrange your own courier to come and collect it. We'll help them load up, no drama there. Transmission's good, she runs really well. I'll see if I can find some service history which we'll put on the eBay listing. The switchgear is typically corroded. A lot of that's where it's got underneath the lacquer, blown the lacquer, and started to fur up the aluminium. Again, if you've got the time, strip these off with some paint stripper and polish them up. You might lose the legends, but it's a way around it. Same with the left-hand engine cover, transmission cover. That needs stripping back and polishing. It just needs a few hours put into it. Just taking it a bit gingerly because that tyre feels really slippery. Might have even lost some pressure just on the road test. Righto folks, you're back home, happy bidding.